Well, hello there, everybody. This is Jason, Zombie Collector, and you might be witnessing a first. This is my very first PSA submission reveal. I want to say first thank you to Sean stealing second. He went through hell and high water to get these returned. To make a long story short, I guess he'll do a video himself, so I won't get into the details on his side. But from my side, we did the submission in March, middle of March. We got it back middle of December. So how many months is that? 9 months? Something like that. March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 10 months. 10 months. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So I have, I believe, 11 cards I'm going to show. And I want to start with this here, this Mattingly 1984 O-Peachy. This was a excellent to mint 6. And I'm going to do something different than I hear in other people's videos. A lot of times people just talk about their grades and then they talk about how they're happy or sad about it. I just want to establish from the get-go, 98% of this is like for my personal PC, or 90% of it is. This is my very first time ever doing it. I've never done anything like this before. So this is like a big, huge learning curve. I feel like overall I did really well. Obviously there's a couple bumps on the road like this one, but this is my PC card. I just wanted to get it. I hardly ever see an O-Peachy Mattingly in the wild, so I wanted to take a chance on it. I knew, if you can see from top to bottom, it's obviously very off-centered. I'll show the back of the card. There you go. You have that right back there. You can see right there. The back of the card, obviously, top to bottom, definitely off-centered. That had a lot to do with it. But overall, I was very happy with this card. The one thing I want to talk about, as I stated a moment ago, is I want to do something different. So I want to just tell people the population of each card I have today, and then from the grade I got to the 10, what the grades were, how many of those in each grade there was. So the population for the 1984 O-Peachy Don Manley is 1,012. I got a 6. There have been 19 6s, 89 7s, 418 8s, 407 9s, and 49 10s. So as you can tell, this is a very hard card to grade. Only 49 10s out of 1,012 submissions. Most everybody gets an 8 or a 9, which kind of makes sense. Obviously, I got a 6. So not setting the world on fire, but again, this is for my PC, so mostly this is just for me to have for my collection. So that's the first one. Next we have is a 1990 Fleer Michael Jordan as a near mint to mint 8. So the 90 Fleer Jordan, there's 18,722 as a pop count. Of the 8, the one I have, there is 4,334. 9s are 10,012. And 10s are 3,475. So there is that. I'm going to show the back of it here, just so you can see. I was pretty happy. It's an 8, so, you know, it's not the 9, which is what I think most people would obviously want to go for, because the 10s are going to be, you know, kind of hard to pull. But an 8's okay. I like it. I did a check on all these, and almost all the cards I got, with the exception of a few, you know, I could make a little money off of if I would wanted to do. So now I have a couple bigger ones than others. But again, most of this is for my personal collection. I might sell 1 or 2, you know. So there is the Jordan Fleer 1990. All right, next up is the 1991 Upper Deck Michael Jordan as a near mint to mint 8. This right here is population 6,957. For the 8 I have is 1,987 8s, 2,789s, and 1,306 10s. So again, you know, most of them are in that 9 range. But there you go. I think this card's a really good looking card. I'm happy with the 8. Like I said, all I did, guys, and I want to make this clear because I know a lot of people will talk about they have a loop, they got a light, they put them under all this scrutiny. I literally eyeballed it. I just looked at it and just said, hey, this looks pretty good to me. I'm going to send it in. You know, and I'm going to do that almost all the time. I just do not care, as I'm sure most of you all come to my channel know, I do not care about what the grade is overall. Like, sure, just like everybody else, I would like to get a 10 on every single card I send. But there's a part of me who just likes to just take a gamble, roll the dice. And these first couple ones, you might be like, ooh, Jason took kind of a big hit on these. And, you know, and maybe I did. I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm fine with it. Again, I just have fun doing this. This is mostly for me just to have in my collection. Just something to have. And if anything has taught us over the last year, a lot of these cards could go up in price on a dime with like no rhyme or reason. Just completely take off. Next one up is the Frank Thomas 1990 score. This is a near mint to mint 8 as well. The Frank Thomas population is 5,831 for this card. On the 8, which is what I have, there's 1,309. For the 9s, there's 2,824. And for the 10, there's 1,348. So there you have this right here. There's a little bit of a glare. Maybe move it up. Oh, as I drop it on the ground, let me just flip it over so we can see this right here. The Frank Thomas. Take a look there. It's a good looking card, I think. Let me try to move it back over a little bit without the glare, possibly. So there you have it. So, again, 1990 score, Frank Thomas with the 8. So pretty cool. Let's keep on trucking. See what else I have here I want to show off. Okay, next up, this is a good one to show. My first 9 of the order is a Keston Hiura 2019 Topps Heritage Chrome. This is numbered out to $9.99. And this is a mint 9. There's only 73 of this card. Of the 99, there's 22. And of the 10, there is 51. So there you have it. So this is a rookie card. I guess you can call it a rookie card of the Keston Hiura Heritage. Let's take a look at the back. There you see the 90. This is a 189 out of 999. I pulled this out of a pack, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And I could be mistaken. Somebody could have sent this to me. But I want to say I pulled this out of a pack myself. Thinking I was pretty happy with myself pulling that out of there. So there is that. Next, I'm going to have a run, I believe, of Ichiro cards, if I'm not mistaken. I'm saving some of them, I don't know if the bigger ones, whatever you want to call it. So first up, here is a 2001 Ichiro Suzuki 2001 Victory. So let's take a look here. The 2001 Ichiro Victory, I believe here is, the pop is, oh, well, this is a mint 9, if I did not say that. This is 2,587 on this specific card of the 8s, which, hold on, wait. Let's take a look here. Did I jump the shark on this? Oh, yeah. So, this is a Victory. Out of this, it's 9,890. I do apologize. I have quite a few Ichiros in this next lot. So out of this, there's 9,890. The 9s have 5,115. And the 10s are 3,974. So there you have it. I'm pretty excited with this Ichiro. I think that most of us already know the Ichiros are going to probably start going up in price over the next year or two when he gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. So I'm kind of getting a little run going now of his cards. I'm going to show most rookie cards in this lot. There are a few exceptions to that, which we'll get into in a moment. So there you have this right there. Show it off one more time, but I'm really happy with this Ichiro. I've always liked this Victory card. It's a great action shot of his. So there you have it. Next up is a 2001 UD Vintage, Upper Deck Vintage. It's also a Mint 9, the floating head. So let's take a look here. The Vintage is a 606 pop, 313 on the 9s, and 209 on the 10s. So it's a little bit harder to get a 10 on this card. And again, guys, I didn't really go over these cards, like I said. So even when I got them back, I didn't go over it to them too much and say, oh, well, this is the reason why. It's a little bit off center. There's a mark on it, or there's a, there's some surface issues, or whatever the case may be. I didn't really look over it. I'm totally fine with the grades. Like I said, aside from the Don Manley, of course, like anybody else, I would at least like to have a 7 or 8 on it, like somewhat in the ballpark. But, everything else I actually was quite thrilled with. And like I said, being my first submission, completely eyeballing it just with normal light, like the light you're looking at right now in this shot. That's what I'm looking at here with these cards. All right, next up is a 2019 Ichiro short print. I think it's an SSP. It may just be an SP. I'm not 100% on that. So this is a 2019 Ichiro. It's a population of 3. There's only one 9, so I have the 9, and then there is 2 10s. So this is a Mint 9, the 292 here, of the Ichiro short print. I wish they would have put short print on the card. That would have been cool, just to kind of show everybody. It is a short print. It's not the regular base card. They did not. I guess that is not a practice that they have. I don't know. This is like my first rodeo, as most of you all know. Before I even said it, we already talked about it at the beginning, but prior to that, I've never been much of a grader, but I'm doing this mostly, again, for my son, more than me, so he'll have some idea. Some of the cards I find important in my collection or possibly valuable that he'll have in the future to know. So there's the 2019 Ichiro short print, maybe SSP of that card. Next up is a 2001 Topps Ichiro. So this is a 2001. Now this is the one I initially had said the pop is 2,587. I honestly thought there'd be a lot more of this card. This is probably one of his premier rookie cards. Out of the 8, which is what I have, it's a near mint to mint 8. It is 1,393. So the most people are getting this grade, I guess, on here. Because after that, the 9s are 832 9s and only 124 10s. And obviously I knew before I even sent it, I don't know if you're going to be able to see in this, but over here in the corner, there's some white showing right there. There's also some white, I believe, down here. If you look right there in that corner. And I believe on the back, it shows a little bit of white in one of this top corner over there. If you can see that, there's a little bit of white there. So again, I knew that before I sent it, but I knew this card is hard to grade regardless. So getting an 8 on it, I was actually pretty happy because I know this is actually quite hard to get anywhere near a 10, and a 9 is difficult. So I know a lot of times, 8s are great, as I like to say. And there you have it. So with this green border, and a lot of times you all know these cards bricked. So if you got them in a pack nowadays or even a few years later, they bricked up. So it was kind of hard to get a good quality card because they would get sticky. They'd be almost like cemented together, or they just would chip in general even without the bricking. So they have that. So there is that. Then I have one last Ichiro before I get to my final 2 cards. This is a back to school. This is super, super rare. I've never seen one of these cards before, but I pulled this out of a pack. I kid you not. So this is very cool. This is a 2008 PSA Mint 9. There's only 5 in the entire PSA registry or whatever in the PSA pop count. There is 3 9s and 2 10s. So I have one of the 3 9s. I love this card. I don't even remember how I got it. I think it was out of like a Target box or a Walmart box, out of a blaster. I don't know much about it. I'm sure Ray, I Collect Ichiro, might know more about it. It's a TB6. And again, this is back to school. I've never seen one in person, like I said, aside from the one I have had. So there's the back of the card. Again, this is a 2008 here with the moose. Right there, Ichiro. So it's very, very cool. Probably my favorite card in the entire submission. You don't even see fully Ichiro's face in it. It's like he's just kind of like looking down at the moose there, having a nice little chit chat. So there you go. And then my last two cards, I guess, are kind of, maybe bigger deals, maybe not. It's up to you. It's up to you. He's a hot player. I got the 2012 Mike Trout Panini Prism Rookie Relevance and a near mint to mint 8. This 2012, there's a pop of 160 of this card. Out of the 160, there's 3 8s, which obviously here you go. There is 39 9s and 117 10s. So essentially, I have one of the lower end ones there with it out of a 3. But again, I think when I look at it, there are a few little things with the corners. I'm totally fine with that. I'm not concerned. These Mike Trout cards some of them are going through the roof. Obviously, the 9s and the 10s are going really through the roof. People can afford the 8s right now, so the 8s or the people can afford the 9s still, so the 8s are pretty low on the totem pole with these, so I totally understand it's not as desirable for an 8. I get it. But I didn't hardly have any Mike Trout, like rookie-ish type level cards. I only had this one and one other one, which I'll show in a minute. Rest of them I did not ever get, so I thought, you know what, other rookie card level, quote-unquote rookie cards I have, or like that time frame, I'm going to go ahead and send them in to see what I got in them. Kind of like what I do with the Jordans. I don't have a whole lot of Jordans, but Jordan will never be not Jordan. And so even if I get low grades on the Jordans, it's kind of cool to have them. I will be sending more Jordans off in the future. I do have quite a few of them I picked up over the years. I never talk about other cards I pick up that are like football or basketball or other players because it's not what I really do. It's just how I've picked them up over the years. And so the last one I have is a 2010 Bowman Platinum Mike Trout Mint 9 prospect card, PSA Mint 9. This is probably the biggest get, if you want to call, for me. I did not know what I would get on this card, but it is a 9. There's different variations. There are blues and purples and golds and chromes or whatever, so there's all kinds of stuff. Now, this 2010 is a pop of 2,436 so far. It's the 9, which is what I have. There's 1,383 of those, and the 10s are 472. So as you can tell, it's really hard to get a 10 in this card. The different color parallels are way more desirable than just your regular base, but that's all I have is the base, and I'm all about the base. This is a PP5 right there, Platinum Report on the Trout. And again, guys, I don't know exactly why, and quite frankly, I do not care why it didn't get a 10, but I can say that for every single one of the cards that I have here to show off. Let's get this down a little bit out of there. So there you have it, guys. So that is my first PSA order. Hopefully you all enjoyed. I know it was a longer video, but I kind of want to establish a little bit of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And I thought just to talk about the pop reports of the cards would be an interesting aspect of it, because that doesn't really get discussed a lot unless somebody's like, oh, I got the pop 1 of this card, then, whatever. But hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know what you think I did. I can handle the truth. I know a lot of people try to sugarcoat, like, oh, you did okay, or whatever. You could be like, Jason, that was an awful submission. What were you thinking? Did you even have your glasses on when you were looking at these cards before you submitted them? It's totally fine, but I think for most of the 80s and 90s stuff I sent, I got 8s and 9s. For all the modern stuff I sent, I got 9s. The only thing I didn't get a decent grade on was the Mattingly, and again, I'm totally fine with that. It's a PC card. You don't see a lot of OPG cards in the first place out there, so I'll take that 6 and just, be okay with it. So overall, I would love to hear people's thoughts on it. I really do respect everybody in this community's opinions when it comes to grading, because I am very much a noob, a novice, an amateur, as you can see. but I definitely respect people's opinions, so I would like to hear what you all think. So until next time, guys, I really appreciate the watch. Peace. Woo! And I'm out like a fat kid in dodgeball.